Audi A3 today. Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Digital Federal Credit Union, see what DCU can save you. The Scion TC. And by Southwest Airlines, book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Welcome back to Fenway Park in Boston. A beautiful night here in the Back Bay as the Red Sox welcome the Miami Marlins for Game 1 of a 2-game series. Welcome back inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Well, yesterday, the announcement of the All-Star team. It appeared the Red Sox were not going to have many All-Stars on the rosters. It turns out, as of right now, they have only one. And the surprise was that it was Brock Holt. Ed Yost taking the utility man who's played everywhere. But certainly Gary Streisky, everybody in the clubhouse, happy for Brock Holt.
Oh, absolutely. And now, Don, it's time for a knowledge bomb. For the first time in its 82-year history since 1945, no member of the Boston Red Sox nor the New York Yankees will start for the American League All-Stars in this year's Midsummer Classic. However, Brock Holt, yes, he will be there after his standout first-half performance.
The thing that stands out to me is his attitude that he's embraced the versatility and the utility role, and because of that, he wasn't concerned about being embarrassed defensively when he went to new positions for the first time, and the first time at the major league level. So, to me, his attitude is the thing that stands out and is so significant while being so successful in a role.
So as of right now, Brock Holt will be the lone member of the Red Sox traveling to Cincinnati next week. That doesn't mean he will for sure be the only one. Fans still have an opportunity to kick Kansas City fans to the curb. In the fan vote, Xander Bogaerts, one of the remaining players who can still get into the Midsummer Classic. All you got to do is hashtag X for All-Star Game. Maybe we'll see him and Brock Holt in Cincinnati next week eating some Skyline chili.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Yes, you, the fan, can help Xander Bogaerts get there. Vote online. Get Xander Bogaerts to the All-Star Game in Cincinnati as the 34th man on the roster. We're back with the first pitch after this. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at Southwest.com. Welcome back to Boston and Fenway Park as the Red Sox resume this homestand. A 2-game series against the Miami Marlins commencing tonight as the Red Sox just fresh off a weekend series in which they were able to take 2 out of 3, and now after an off day on Monday welcome the Marlins to town. And Jerry, certainly they take care of business here as they have the Marlins coming up, but they also have the first place New York Yankees coming up over the weekend.
Yeah, you know, you've got the 5 games remaining before the All-Star break. You find yourself 6 games out of first place, and of course the league leading Yankees come in over the weekend for a 3-game series. So, you know, you can't overlook this Miami ball club. You've got to take them very seriously, try to win a couple of games against them, and then focus focus on New York and see where you stand at the break.
Well, it's now time for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag NESSANDATAStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile. And hashtag NESSANDATAStrongFan. Now the Red Sox taking the field tonight at Fenway Park, led by their starter Wade Miley. And as the Sox take the field, let's check out the Miami Marlins starting lineup. It's brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. D. Gordon leading it off at second base with Christian Yelich in center field batting second. Adeiny Echeverria is at shortstop batting third with Michael Morse in left field. Justin Moore, the DH, with Jeff Baker at first base. JT Realmuto does the catching. Cole Gillespie in right field bats eighth, and Miguel Rojas at third base bats ninth for the Marlins. They are fourth in the National League East, 11 games back of the Nationals. The Red Sox starting pitcher presented by your local New England Audi dealers. Wade Miley on the mound for his 17th start of the year, 8-7 with a 4.53 earned run average, 62 strikeouts at 35 walks. And opponents sitting at 269 against Miley. Last time out, a win against Toronto, only lasted 5 innings, though. Gave up 4 runs in those 5 innings, walked 7 to match a career high, and struck out 2.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 9th in the American League with 49 errors in 84 games. Pablo Sandoval will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Brock Holt at second base, and Travis Shaw the first baseman. Left to right, Hanley Ramirez, Mookie Betts, and Shane Victorino, and Ryan Hannigan doing the catching for Wade Miley.
Tonight's umpires are brought to you by Buick. Experience the new Buick lineup during this year's Sign and Drive. See your local Buick dealer today. Mike Everett has a plate. Gabe Morales is at first base with Dan Bellino at second base. And Alfonso Marquez, the crew chief, works at third. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. SAP is presented by Diplomatico Rum. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
80 degrees to begin the ball game here tonight at Fenway. Breeze out to left at pretty strong 17 miles per hour. And the forecast partly cloudy for the remainder of the night as the Red Sox welcome the Miami Marlins to town. And the Marlins 11 games back of the Washington Nationals in the National League East. Only Philadelphia behind them. First pitch of the ball game driven to center field, but Mookie Betts is out there to put it away. D. Gordon not waiting around as he flies out for the first out of the ball game.
Now, it's a very aggressive team. They don't walk very much. They're 14th in the National League in walks, 13th in the league in runs scored, and of course Giancarlo Stanton on the disabled list.
Dan Jennings taking over as the manager of this team. 19-26 since taking over at the helm. First pitch strike into Christian Yelich, the center fielder. Not every day that the vice president general manager takes over as the manager.
No, that's very unusual, but didn't like what he was seeing, I guess, on the field and decided to come down himself.
This is to center field. Mookie Betts going back again to make the catch. 2 down.
You look at Wade Miley against the Marlins in his career. This is his 5th start against Miami. He has a record of 2-2 with a 0.99 ERA against them in 4 starts.
He's got 2 down the same way. Flyouts to center field. Adeiny Echeverria now stands in. And he carves the first pitch foul off to the right out of play. Echeverria, 288, 4 homers and 33 runs batted in. Then he'll skip in. Lines this towards the left field corner. It's a fair ball, and to the corner it goes. And the Ramirez over to dig it out. Echeverria to second base with a 2-out double in the first hit of the night for the Miami Marlins.
Now, he's had pretty good success against Miley. Came into the game 2 for 6 against him, and he gets a changeup that stays inside. That ball should have been down and away. That's where Hannigan wanted it, but it stayed out over the plate. And Echeverria right in the corner for the 2-base hit with 2 outs.
He played in 41 games for the Toronto Blue Jays in 2012, now in his 3rd year as a member of the Marlins. And at second base with a 2-out double. There is Michael Morse. Morse with that upright stance. And he will take a pitch inside.
It is kind of a unique stance, isn't it, where he is pretty much upright, as you mentioned, Don, and those hands come almost straight out toward the plate. But then he gets them back into a hitting position.
Swinging a foul tip, evens the count at 1-1. Well, 5 interleague games this year, hitting at .308. Called from rehab and reinstated from the DL on Sunday, as just back here to the Marlins. And rehabbing at AAA New Orleans. That's now with Justin Bour waiting on deck, and Marlins batting here in the 1st inning. Morse had a tough time against the Red Sox, 1 for 21 in his career. From a Seattle Mariner.
Red Sox play him to pull in the infield, not a shift, but certainly to pull and slightly to the opposite field in the outfield.
Morse also spending time in Baltimore with the Orioles as he takes a look at strike 2, full count.
Curveball that time on the 3-1 count to run it to 3-2. Moore sitting on fastball, didn't get it.
Walking more righties than anyone in Major League Baseball. Alex Spear, the Boston Globe, checking in. And of course, walks the problem last time out. 7 walks allowed by Miley in that outing last time out against Toronto. Trying to minimize that here tonight. Got Gordon to fly to center, Yelich to fly to center. Echeverria at second base, and a 3-2 pitch coming. On the ground, off the glove of Miley, kicks out to Bogarts. A little double pump, but has time to recover and get Michael Morse to end the inning. Done with half an inning. The Red Sox are coming up. We're in the top of the first. Red Sox coming up in the bottom of the first, and the Red Sox lineup is brought to you by your Eastern Hyundai dealers. It is Mookie Betts leading it off in center field with the All-Star Brock Holt at second base, Xander Bogaerts at shortstop with David Ortiz at DH, Hanley Ramirez in left, Pablo Sandoval at third with Shane Victorino in right. Travis Shaw called up today at first base with Ryan Hannigan doing the catching and batting ninth. So here is Mookie Betts to lead it off for Boston. And he will take a look at ball one. Marlins starting pitcher presented by New England Nissan dealers. Dan Herron makes his 17th start of the year, 6-5 with a 3.45 earned run average. Opponent sitting at 236 against him. As he gets a strike over on the outside corner. Career here at Fenway Park, not great. 1-5 in 6 starts, 4.08 earned run average. Betts will take that outside, and it's 2-1.
Red Sox tonight. We'll see the fastball, a slider, a split-fingered fastball from Herron.
Red Sox facing him as an Oakland A and as a Los Angeles Angel. Over the years, also had stops in St. Louis, Washington, and last year the LA Dodgers. 13-game winner last year for the Dodgers. Fly ball to right. Cole Gillespie going back. Will reel it in for out number one.
The Marlins defense is brought to you by DraftKings, and they are second in the National League. Only 33 errors on the season. Miguel Rojas at third base. Aditi Echeverria at shortstop. D. Gordon at second. Jeff Baker, the first baseman. Michael Morse, Christian Yelich, and Cole Gillespie in right field, and JT Realmuto doing the catching.
One down here in the first inning for Brock Holt. We got the news on Sunday after the ball game from John Farrell that he'd be going to Cincinnati as the Red Sox All-Star representative, and Ned Yost selecting him. Of course, the Red Sox were in Kansas City fairly recently. Had a chance to see Brock Holt on a regular basis, and Ned Yost making that decision to take the guy who's played all over, and very versatile for Ned Yost in an All-Star game. He can put him anywhere to fit him in.
That's the key, and you got to feel good for Brock Holt. The path that he has taken to the big leagues, what he has done for the Boston Red Sox has been invaluable in the different positions that he has played. And to be selected to an All-Star game and an All-Star team, you know, it means you're one of the best in the league, and it's something you never forget. So Brock Holt had a big smile on his face today in that Red Sox clubhouse. It was awfully nice to see, and his teammates very, very happy for him.
He's listed as an infielder and an outfielder on the roster, so we'll see where he ends up playing in that game for Ned Yost. And again, you can help Xander Bogaerts get there as well. The final player on the AL's 34-man roster via the Esurance MLB All-Star Game final vote. This is on the ground to first base, off the glove of Baker. Gordon stays with it, and Herron is late to the bag. So reaching is Brock Holt. Miscue there at first by Baker, the first baseman.
We just told you how good this defense was, and right away an error at first base by Jeff Baker. That ball just goes off of the big part, the finger part of the first baseman's mitt right there, and by the time D. Gordon gets it over to Herron, Brock Holt's going to beat it out.
So 1 out, 1 on. The error charged to Baker at first base, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. Xander at 302, 3 homers and 37 runs batted in. Bogaerts coming off a pretty good series against the Astros, in which he was 5 for 12 in the series. There's a 5-game hitting streak coming in as he takes strike one. Well, Red Sox fans, you can vote for Xander Bogaerts as the final American League All-Star from your mobile device. Text A1 to 89269 to cast your vote for Xander Bogaerts. That's A1 to 89269. Message and data rates may apply. Voting ends at 4 p.m. Eastern on Friday, July the 10th. So vote now.
Yeah, please get out and vote for Bogaerts. I'm going to be making that push all week for him. I think he belongs there. I think he deserves it. All the clubbers, get out there and vote for him.
Pitch a little bit low, and it's 1-1. few Red Sox over the years who have had the opportunity to go as the votes coming in from Red Sox Nation got them there. Johnny Damon, Jason Varitek, and Hideki Okajima, to name a few.
That's the curveball that time from Dan Herron. Stays inside, and I think Bogaerts would like to have that pitch back.
One-two pitch. A little bit low and away, 2-2. Now, Xander can find a way to the All-Star game. He'd become the youngest Red Sox All-Star in 48 years. It's in the air, foul off to the right, out of play. Ted Williams in 1940 was 21 years old. He'd also become the first Aruban-born All-Star. First one down, and a 2-2 is laced foul down the right field line into the seats. We'll see his 7th pitch in this at bat. It's right now 9th in the American League in average at 302. That was the 4th best runner in scoring position average at 379. It's all AL shortstops and hits with so far 89 on the year. Strikes out here for the second out of the inning. Dan Herron gets his first strikeout.
And does it with the fastball down and away. Certainly not overpowering, 87 miles an hour, but an excellent location. Down and away on the outside corner of the Bogaerts. Right at the bottom of the strike zone. Everything down in that at bat to Bogaerts.
Well, Herron has been very good first time through the lineups. Alex Spear of the Boston Globe pointing that out. A little different in the middle of his outings. In the first, he has 2 down, dealing with David Ortiz as the Marlins go into a shift. As David will take inside ball 1.
Good numbers for Ortiz against Herron. 348 with 3 career home runs.
228 overall this year, 14 homers, 41 runs driven in. And the curveball that time dropped in there for a strike. One goes low. Did he go? They check no, says Alfonso Marquez, third base umpire. Short lead at first base for Holt, held on over there by Baker. As Ortiz takes ball 3. And Ramirez waiting on deck with 2 outs here in the Boston first inning. Ball 4, and David draws a walk. So the Red Sox have 2 on now with 2 down. Well, it's time for tonight's Twisted But True Fact. According to Elias, Sunday marked the first time in the Red Sox 17,867 game history that the team did not have a first baseman record a putout. Twisted Tea is the hard iced tea. It tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted.
I didn't realize that while we were doing the game.
No,
and somebody made me aware of that at the elevator as I was leaving the ballpark.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's twisted, but it's true.
It's true. And it's on.
Nesson. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And Hanley Ramirez. In there for a strike as Hanley looking back. Appeared to be a little bit low. Hanley at 277, 18 homers, 43 runs batted in. 2 for 11 in the series that just wrapped up against the Astros. Now leading the Red Sox in home runs with 18, and RBIs with 43, runs scored with 47. Batting with Holt at second base, Ortiz at first, and 2 down in the first. Those 10 games, we talked about it off the top for the Red Sox, have also been very good for Hanley Ramirez. Popped up, foul, and out of play. And Herron about to throw his 25th first inning pitch here. Swinging a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Ramirez strikes out. Red Sox strand a pair. Scoreless through 1. Second inning back at Fenway Park, scoreless as Justin Bour leads it off here for the Marlins. And takes a look at ball 1 from Wade Miley. Bour, Baker, and Realmuto to bat here in the inning. And the PA system sounded like it just went off in the middle of that pitch.
Yeah, it looked like Bour heard that and just walked right out of the box. It's like in tennis, you know, when you're able to go up for your serve and all of a sudden somebody yells from the stands. It's not polite.
Pitch missed. It is 2-0. And a foul back makes it 2-1. Right down the middle that time of the fastball from Wade Miley, and he got fouled back. Or the DH. Fouls it back again. Same pitch, a little harder that time at 93 miles an hour. It's borne out. Jeff Baker waiting on deck. Made a miscue in the first inning defensively. On the ground up the middle as Holt ranges to his right, off balance throw in time. Nice rangy play by Brock Holt for the first out of the inning. Well, take advantage of specially priced Red Sox student tickets. Tickets are available for every Sox game for just $9 for all students 15 and over. Visit redsox.com/students to take advantage of this great offer today. A lot of kids here at the ballpark as school out here and into summer. With one out, here is Jeff Baker. Baker, the first baseman, at 211. 3 homers, 8 runs batted in. Mookie Betts over towards right center. Good sized gap out there in left center. Swinging a foul tip for strike 2.
Good fastball that time. Fastball that was running away from Baker. A lot of movement here right at the end. They go to the outside corner, but look at that movement that takes it way off the outside edge. Now back inside.
Strike 3 right on that inside corner. First strikeout for Wade Miley.
Well, that's pinpoint control right there, going away and then going back inside and picking up the inside part of the plate when they've got that hitter looking away. The first 3 pitches were away, kind of had him set up for something inside. They get it inside and pick up the strikeout.
2 down here in the second inning. JT Realmuto, the batter and catcher for Miami. Fouls it back, jumping on that first pitch.
They are aggressive, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Many of them swinging at the first pitch. So the numbers for Realmuto: 247, 3 homers, 18 runs batted in. Yankees tonight hosting the Oakland A's. They work with a 2-1 lead in the first inning against the Athletics. Another strike from Miley. Red Sox beginning the day 6 games back of the Yankees in the American League East. Strike 3 call. Miley with back-to-back strikeouts, 2 in all. 1, 2, 3 seconds. Scoreless from the Fens. Red Sox Chairman Tom Werner will join TC and Tim Wakefield on Yawkey Way. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? We got some changes as we move along here to the bottom of the second inning. Pablo Sandoval will lead it off here. Well, Ichiro's into the game in left field. Ichiro Suzuki taking over in left. Moving from left to first base is Michael Morse. There's a broken bat, grounder foul. So out of the game is Baker. The first baseman had committed an error in the first and did have an at bat, grounded out to, or actually struck out, one of the 2 strikeouts for Miley in the second inning, and he has now left the game. Sandoval leading it off. Shane Victorino, Travis Shaw to follow. Fouled back, 0-2. .274 with 7 homers, 29 runs batted in for Sandoval. He was 5 for 14 in the series against the Astros, and a good day on Sunday in the finale. Had 3 hits in the game on Sunday. Victorino waiting on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Sandoval.
Now, Sandoval's one of those tough guys to defend because, I mean, you just don't know where he's going to hit the ball. Sprays it all over the ballpark.
There's a pop-up back and out of play.
So what they do is they pretty much play him straight up in the infield, straight up in the outfield.
Lead swing and a foul into the seats.
I don't know how he fouls pitches like that off. That was a very good split-fingered fastball by Herron. That was down almost in the dirt. And watch this swing.
There's a pop-up foul off to the left and into the seats, out of play.
Does it again that time. That was a split-fingered fastball, a little bit higher that time, and Sandoval once again fouling it off third base way. You can see the split on the fingers, and that one kind of moving in to Sandoval.
Jam that time and fouls it off. Nice night to be in the right field roof deck. Breeze headed down in that direction. Breaking ball in the air to center field. Yelich out there. Makes the catch for the first out of the second inning. Well, Nesson is proud to support the National Suit Drive in July. When you make a donation of gently used professional clothing at any Men's Warehouse location, you'll help unemployed men and women look their best as they re-enter the workforce. Learn more at nationalsuitdrive.com. One out in the second inning. Shane Victorino coming up. 258 in the home run, 3 runs batted in. Victorino 2 for 7 in his return to the Red Sox lineup.
Victorino 5 at bats in his career against Herron. 3 hits, 3 for 5 with a home run.
Loops this one out to short right. Gillespie coming in, diving forward, can't catch it. Victorino throws the brakes on as Gillespie gets to it quickly after he kind of overdove for that ball. Ends up underneath him and unable to get it as Victorino's got a base hit.
Yeah, nice effort by Gillespie. This ball blooped. It looked like it was going to drop in, and you look at Gillespie at full speed, and he almost had a chance at it. Hat comes off, ball goes under the glove, but it stays close to him, and Victorino has to stay at first base.
Now the return to the majors for Travis Shaw. Called up from Pawtucket with Stephen Wright. Returned to the Paw Sox. 66 games with Pawtucket. .250 average with 5 home runs. And tonight getting the start at first base. Saw David Ortiz start there on Sunday. So back-to-back games without Mike Napoli, who had struggled at the plate. Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, continues to work daily with Chili Davis in the batting cage, out in the field.
High drive, but foul. Shaw out ahead of that. Hit it a long way. Seventh game that Shaw has appeared in with the Red Sox this year. He's played first base, third base, and left field. Made his major league debut back on May 8th at Toronto, and started at first base in that game. Well, this was the roster move. Stephen Wright optioned back to Pawtucket. And Travis Shaw back with the Red Sox again. Line into right center field for a base hit. Victorino heading for third base. He will get there on the single by Shaw, and the Red Sox have runners at the corners with one out.
Well, that's what the Red Sox are looking for, a little offense from that first base position, and Shaw hopes right now to at least for a few games deliver that, and he does deliver here on a cut fastball. Victorino was able to read that properly, get to third base. There's the little cut right at the end, and Shaw takes it almost right back up the middle for the base hit. Victorino checking that out himself. Did not need help from the third base coach. He knew that he could make third base without a problem. Makes it standing up.
And the baseball for his first major league hit. Had been 0 for 9 at the big league level, making his debut in May. And Ryan Hanigan will take a pitch outside. 242, a home run, 7 runs batted in for Hanigan. He was 3 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a walk on Sunday. So takes the strike, the high strike.
All those base hits too on Sunday, going to right field.
Pretty good series against Houston over the weekend. That's with Victorino at third, Shaw at first, and one out. Runner goes at first, and Hanigan lines it into right center field for a hit. Victorino will score. Shaw just keeps on going. He'll be stopped at third as the throw cut off on the way back in. It's an RBI single for Hanigan, and it's a 1-0 Boston lead.
Well, you know, it makes all the sense in the world to put the hit and run on with Hanigan. The way he's swinging the bat right now, and we talked about everything going to the opposite field. Well, they got the second baseman covering second right there, not expecting the hit and run, and Hanigan puts it right in that spot, right at the vacant spot where the second baseman would have been. So he is wearing out right field right now, and he looks really good at the plate.
Runners at the corners, one out, a run in. They're in the top of the Boston order. Mookie Betts flied out to right field in the first inning. 20th pitch of the inning coming up for Dan Herron.
You know, as a middle infielder, if you're expecting a hit and run, and they didn't expect it, on a pitch like that, a fastball, the second baseman would probably stay home and have the shortstop cover. That surprised everybody. Second baseman was covering the bag, and Hanigan finds the hole.
And that's coming in with a 7-game hitting streak into tonight's game.
The Red Sox have been doing a lot more of that type of thing. Hitting and running, stealing.
And it's been effective.
It has been. It's been very effective. Now you see the second baseman. Now he really should be staying home, you know, because there is a possibility of a hit and run when you're working toward the bottom of the lineup like that. They elected to have the second baseman cover, D. Gordon, and he finds that vacant hole. Beautiful.
Ground ball sharply into short. Echeverria to second for one, on to first to a double play. But the Red Sox score the game's first run, take a 1-0 lead as we head to the third. Coach Steve Bandura and Monet Davis in the booth up here as we get ready for the third inning. And I'll start with you, Coach. Tell us a little bit about this trip you guys are currently on right now and where you're headed.
It's a 23-day, 20-city tour, tribute to the civil rights movement. We'll be headed down through the Deep South, Atlanta, Birmingham, Montgomery, Selma, Jackson, Little Rock, and Memphis, and worked our way back up north. And tomorrow we'll be in New York, and Friday we'll be home.
Well, Monet, your first trip to Fenway Park?
Yes.
What was it like being on the cover of Sports Illustrated? That had to be incredibly cool.
It was really cool. I was a little shocked, but when I started reading it, I thought it was really cool.
Well, tonight, throwing out the first pitch here at Fenway Park, too. You're nervous about that at all? Probably not.
Not really.
Here it is right here. You got to meet Dustin Pedroia as well.
Yes.
And many of the other Red Sox here as well. Glad to certainly see you here at the ballpark.
Thank you.
What was it like to compete in the Little League World Series last summer?
That was a lot of fun. We got to meet a lot of great players from around the world, and it just gives us an experience that we will never forget.
And Coach, this tour, as you mentioned, going all over the place. 4,000 miles in total.
4,000 miles in a 1947 unair-conditioned bus.
I was going to ask you about that, too. As this one is lined down the right field line, going to be a fair ball. As Victorino cutting it off, as Gillespie heading for second base, has himself a leadoff double to begin things here in the third inning.
Gillespie found himself ahead, a 3-1 count, gets a fastball and shoots it the other way. Well played out here by Victorino. That ball gets by him, and Gillespie still running. But the leadoff man at second base in scoring position.
Where have you been already on this trip?
We started in D.C., worked our way down through the South, the cities I mentioned, and came up through Louisville, Cincinnati. We went to Pittsburgh, with Cooperstown, and from Cooperstown.
Did you know any of the people that you were on this trip with before you started on this trip with this group?
Yes.
You did?
I've known them for about 6 years now.
Okay. Well, you'll get to know each other certainly on this trip on the bus.
Absolutely.
Throughout as a
Too well.
miss here. Well, the tour is a tribute to Jackie Robinson, the Negro Leagues, and the Civil Rights Movement. They'll go 4,000 miles, and they'll get a first-hand look at the various places where the major civil rights events of the 20th century took place. They will be playing games against local youth baseball teams in each city along the way. As we thank the both for coming up, Steve and Monet, great to see you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Now it is 1-0. Red Sox with the lead, and a strikeout for Wade Miley, his third K. First out of the inning.
Miley going to the slider, down and in that time to pick up the strikeout. So the big strikeout leaves the man at second base in scoring position.
So a runner at second with one out. D. Gordon, the batter. Gordon 0 for 1. He is flied out to center. Second time through for Wade Miley. Late swing, defensive swing. Grounded foul over by the Marlins dugout.
Now, D. Gordon, who's got great speed, 29 steals on the season, has Sandoval in close, even with 2 strikes on him.
Of course, his dad, Tom Flash Gordon, formerly of the Red Sox. D. Gordon didn't start playing baseball till his senior year of high school. That's something that he did as a youngster. It's high school in Vaughn Park, Florida. That'll bounce in for ball 1, 1-2. His dad at one time the closer for the Red Sox.
Leads the major league in hits with 116 on the season.
Wow, threw his bat at that just to get a piece, stay alive.
Yeah, breaking ball, just trying to make contact and stay away from the strikeout. Almost like a hit and run, wasn't it? Just throw the bat at the baseball, trying to stay alive.
He literally did. Pickoff play at second base, and back on the bag safely is Gillespie. Senator may have gotten stepped on.
Yeah, not a lot of room here. Not a real big lead and not a lot of daylight between Bogaerts and that base runner. So an attempt that now Xander likes to try that. I mean, he does it quite often. Outfield shallow and playing D. Gordon to the opposite field.
Foul off to the left, out of play. DraftKings.com is paying out over $300 million this baseball season. DraftKings has given out $34 million to Boston residents alone since the site launched. Get your free entry into a one-day fantasy baseball contest today using promo code NESSN. One out, Gillespie at second base with his walking lead. Fouled off to the left, out of play.
Gordon's another guy that's pretty much a free swinger. Only 11 walks on the season out of that leadoff spot with 55 strikeouts. And making life a little difficult here for Miley, fouling off a number of pitches.
Yelich waiting on deck here for the Marlins. Outside for ball 3. You'll see a ninth pitch in this at bat. Second full count for Wade Miley. Swing and a miss, and Gordon strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 4 Ks for Miley.
Well, Miley stays with the breaking ball. Again, he goes to that breaking ball down and away. This time, no contact as Gordon swings and misses. He'd been fouling that pitch off. Actually threw the bat at it one time to foul it off.
Mika Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance.
I didn't know Mika was coming after that.
Mika. Lined into center field, a base hit for Yelich. Gillespie being waved around. Here's the throw from Betts. It is going to be not in time. And the game is tied 1-1. Gillespie gets in. Taking second on the throw to the plate is Yelich, and the Marlins tied up 1-1.
Now Yelich now has a 9-game hitting streak. He jumps on that first pitch right up over the glove of Miley. From this point, it looked like it might be very close at home plate, but what happened, it hit the top of the mound, and that causes it to bounce a little bit higher. Watch where the ball hits, right at the top of the mound. If it doesn't do that, you're going to have a very close play at home plate. But that was the difference. You could see Hannigan there, once he had the ball, tried to stick that leg out to block the runner, but the runner was already by him.
Yeah, but doesn't hit the side of the mound, and it looks like they had a chance to get him.
They had a real good chance of getting him because it was a good, strong throw for Mookie Betts, who was not that deep.
Yeah, that's Echeverria, the batter, with the runner at second, 2 down. And a swing and a miss on a pitch down and in, biting in on him.
One more look at where this ball hits. Now watch it. Right off the side of the mound, it bounces high. And then by then it's just too late at home plate.
Bouncing in, blocked by Hannigan. No advance at second base for Yelich. Echeverria with a double in the first inning. You see the Hannigan block.
That ball he knows is a breaking ball and is going to come back to him once it hits the dirt.
Fouled off down towards the end of the Marlins dugout. Warm night tonight from Fenway Park. Red Sox got a run in the bottom of the second inning. An RBI single for Ryan Hannigan. The Marlins have answered here in the top of the third with an RBI single by Christian Yelich, scoring Cole Gillespie, and it's 1-1. Now they're looking to pull ahead. 50th pitch. Runner goes, and the pitch fouled back. That time Yelich getting his start.
Of course, the Red Sox infield with 2 outs spread. They're spreading their deep. And that's the time you'll see a lot of guys try to take off for third base, especially at Fenway, because as we've mentioned many times, from second base on a ball of left field, there's no guarantee you're going to score.
Miley taking a long time. That's Echeverria getting time and backing out. Echeverria, the late swing, fouling it off to the right. '25th pitch of the inning coming up here for Wade Miley. Backs him off the plate, 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 3. 5th strikeout for Miley. Strikes out this side, but the Marlins get a run, tie the game 1-1. Question: do you like the current All-Star selection format? Text 1 for yes, text 2 for no. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates may apply. 1 message per vote. Visit NESN.com/terms for terms and conditions and privacy policy. I would say no.
I don't really care. I just don't want the game to count. I don't think the game should count. I've said that many times. I don't know what the perfect solution is to picking an all-star team.
Well, this all-star has a base hit to left center field, and Brock Holt aboard to begin things here in the third inning. First time tonight, Red Sox have had the lead runner on.
That's a 7-game hitting streak now for Holt as he gets a split-fingered fastball up over the head of Echeverria. Nice effort by the Marlins shortstop, but couldn't get high enough, and Holt at first base with nobody out.
Here is Xander Bogaerts, who struck out looking in the first inning, 0 for 1. One of 2 Ks tonight for Dan Herron. Red Sox have left 3 men on through the first 2 innings in a big double play. Finished last inning. Red Sox looked like they were poised to score more runs, but Mookie Betts grounding into the 6-4-3 twin killing to end the bottom of the second. And the Marlins answering in the top of the third with a run of their own as this game tied.
Red Sox could play hit and run with Bogaerts at the plate. He has shown also the ability to be able to go to the opposite field. It's not necessarily the opposite field. It's get the ball on the ground or on the line.
See if anything doing here on the action count. 2-1. Chop down the third baseline. A fair ball. Off the box seats. Heading for third is Holt. He'll get there. Going to second is Bogaerts without a problem. And the Red Sox have runners at second and third. Xander Bogaerts right down the third base line with that chopper.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those over the last couple of games here at Fenway where they've hit in front of home plate and taken that big high bounce, and that time up over the head of Rojas at third base. Ichiro tracks it down out there in left field, and they have to hold Brock Holt at third base. So the Red Sox got something going. Second and third, nobody out.
They'll bring up David Ortiz. First to a conversation at the mound. Morse coming over from first base to talk to Herron. David walked in the first inning. The only base on balls so far served up by Dan Herron. Golden opportunity here to put the Red Sox back on top again, as Ortiz takes ball 1. David 2 for 9 so far on the homestand as Herron backs off.
Backed off and almost tripped on his way off the back of that rubber.
Line caught in the air by Morse at first base, right down the line, and he was guarding the line. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
It's interesting. Had a conversation with Herron previous to this at bat, probably wondering, what are you going to be throwing Ortiz? And he had himself positioned perfectly, very close to the line, and you can see clearly makes that catch before it hits the dirt.
So second and third, 1 out for Hanley Ramirez, the former Miami Marlin. Only at 275, 17 homers, 41 runs driven in, and a strikeout victim in the first inning. And of course, part of the trade that saw Lowell and Beckett come to Boston. Hanley had played in 2 games with the Red Sox in 2005 before going to then the Florida Marlins. There from 2006 until 2012. We went to Los Angeles for the rest of the 2012 season in each of the last 2 years, leading to his return to the Red Sox as he takes a strike. And this was a very young Hanley Ramirez with the Marlins. 2006 through 2012, almost 1,000 games in a Marlins uniform for Hanley Ramirez. Of course, all that spent as a shortstop. On the ground, foul outside of third.
Right now, the infield completely back for the Marlins, and you got to make contact here. Ground ball to the infield scores at least one run and gives the Red Sox a lead. The only place you would not go as a base runner is the ball back to the pitcher.
Holt at third, Bogarts at second, with one out here in the third inning. Down and in, 2-2. Aaron coming in with a 6-5 record individually, 3.45 earned run average. Chuck Hernandez, pitching coach, looking on. Strike three call freezes Ramirez. That is out number 2. I don't know where the catcher's going.
Yeah.
For the Marlins. Real Muto was taken off towards the dugout. That's only the second out. Second time they got Herron by way of the K.
Man, have we seen a lot of that this season. Guys not knowing the count, not knowing how many outs there are.
The catcher, though?
I know, the catcher especially. We're so excited to get that strike three call on Ramirez that he wants to go back to the dugout. And had he gone about 3 or 4 more steps, Holt might have been able to score.
Now Pablo Sandoval, a little pop-up left side, and Rojas will make the catch. What will appear to be a promising inning. The Red Sox get nothing, tied 1-1 through 3. Game tied 1-1, top half of the 4th inning. Michael Morse, who started this game in left field, is now the Marlins first baseman. And he leads it off here in the 4th inning. Very promising inning for the Red Sox. Goes by the boards. They had second and third, nobody out. Ortiz lines out. Ramirez struck out, and Sandoval popped out, and that was that. Red Sox come away with nothing. So we remain tied 1-1. You're into the 4th inning. Morse getting his second look at Wade Miley. Grounded out to shortstop in the 1st inning. We get an update on Baker, who left this game. The first baseman, Jeff Baker, left with left oblique pain. So that's the reason that Ichiro is now in left field and Morse moving from left to first base. And Baker listed as day-to-day. Strike 3 call. Morse frozen on the 6th strikeout for Wade Miley. By putting people and communities first, Eastern Bank helps make good things happen. Watch how good things are happening to local people at easternbank.com/goodthingshappen.
Yeah, the strikeout high for Miley on the season is 8. He's done that a few different times. He's already got 6 in this game. A high fastball that time at the top of the strike zone for the strikeout.
Now Justin Bohr takes a strike. Grounded out to Brockholt at second base in the second inning, 0 for 1. Mentioned the 7 walks by Miley last time out. So far, no walks in this outing, and now 6 strikeouts.
Bohr didn't like that last call. That breaking ball from Miley, thought it was down and away. Puts him in a 1-2 hole.
Jammed and a little pop-up foul ground. Sandoval will run over and make the catch for the second out of the 4th inning. Let's send it down to Gary Streisky. Gary?
What's going on, guys? So a handful of games back now for Ryan Hanigan, coming back from that hand injury. So I needed to figure out the anatomy of his hand placement so he doesn't land back on the disabled list for another injury to that hand. He was telling me that he has to be conscious about, obviously, where he puts his hand. And it's dependent on whether there's runners on base or whether there's nobody on base. He was saying that if the bases are clear, he's pretty good at either keeping his hand tucked behind his back, you'll see right here since there's nobody on, or tucked pretty deep between his legs. Where he becomes susceptible, though, is if there's a runner on base, he likes to keep that hand a little bit exposed. He says it helps with his balance a little bit, and he's always anticipating some sort of steal, so he keeps it exposed with runners on base. I thought it was pretty interesting, the intricacies about that hand placement with Hanigan, but he's doing a pretty good job of keeping it protected, at least when there's nobody on.
Gary, he had talked about getting into a bad habit of leaving that hand out a lot. We saw it hit like 3 or 4 times before he actually ended up fracturing it and ending up on the DL.
Yeah, and it's been pretty clear that, with nobody on, he's been getting that hand tucked behind his back to try to avoid those foul tips.
Ichiro fouling it off.
Gary, long time no see, man.
Good to see you, Striker.
What's going on, guys? Yeah, I'm surprised I found my way to Fenway Park, but I didn't get lost.
Looking good, dude.
Have you been part of the witness protection program or something? Where have you been?
Well, if I was, I wouldn't be able to tell you. So unfortunately, I can't answer that question, Dio. But give me another one. Maybe next inning. I'll answer anything you want.
Ichiro strikes out. Game tied 1-1 through 3.5. means finding new technology that puts your needs first. See what's new at easternbank.com. At Eastern Bank, you're first. Curveball from Dan Herron starts this bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox have left 5 men on through the first 3 innings, and Shane Victorino leading it off and taking a pitch outside. Shane singled to right field and scored. Red Sox lone run in the 2nd inning. On the ground, left side. Echeverria throws out Victorino for the first out of the inning, and that's now 4 in a row retired by Dan Herron. Ace Ticket has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway, all with a 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games, including the Yankees. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. One down in the 4th inning for Travis Shaw. His first major league hit in the 2nd inning. Breaking ball lifted foul down the left field line, out of play. What are we working on here?
Not a bracelet or
fly ball center field. Yelich going back. It'll be off the wall. Plays the camp. Shaw falls down coming around first base. And he will hold on with a long single to center field off the wall. Tripped up by the bag, it looked like at first.
That's a little bit embarrassing. You hit a ball off that center field wall and then you trip going around first base. Split fingered fastball that stayed up in the zone, and Shaw watching it go off that wall. Let's see what happens at first base. Looks down at the bag and just slips right off it. So that ends the double right there without any doubt. It's like he had ice skates on going around first base.
One out, one on. Ryan Hannigan coming up. Hannigan with a single and an RBI in the 2nd inning.
What do they say, Don? He lost an edge.
Well, 2 hits tonight now for Shaw. That one, long one to center field off the center field fence.
Hannigan's really been using the opposite field well. We talked about the hit and run back in the 1st inning, but he has been wearing out the opposite field. Had 3 hits in that direction just on Sunday here at Fenway.
In the dirt for ball 2.
Go back to Sunday here at Fenway Park. Ryan Hannigan, outside fastball, takes it to the opposite field. Once again going that way between 1st and 2nd. And a breaking ball. It does a good job staying back on that. And of course he had the hit and run here tonight. All to the opposite field.
Fouled off to the grandstand, off to the right. Top of the order, Mookie Betts waiting on deck. Red Sox batting here in the home half of the 4th inning. Shaw with a pretty short lead over their first base, held on by Morse. On the ground to short, could be 2. Echeverria to second for 1, on to first for 2. Double play. Second one turned by the Marlins tonight through 4, a 1-1 game. Miley, whatever, whenever, wherever. Who but WB Mason? And with Miley here into the fifth inning in a 1-1 contest between the Marlins and the Red Sox. JT Realmuto, the catcher for the Marlins, lead it off. Cole Gillespie and Miguel Rojas to follow. 7, 8, and 9 for Miami here in the fifth inning. 7 strikeouts, no walks so far for Miley. He's had 2 1-2-3 innings in his outing. Second inning and the fourth inning.
Miley, you mentioned the strikeouts, and the breaking ball has been a very good pitch for him. There's a slider down and in for the strikeout. Another slider down and away from D. Gordon. And then the breaking ball right there. So that breaking pitch, the slider for Miley tonight, very, very good. All down in the zone. And
chop to third. Sandoval at the line with a long throw. Gets it over there in time. Nice play by Pablo. Ball was in the air a while, and he was a deep third base at a long throw, and he gets it there.
Yeah, just about on the foul line there when he had to make that throw to first base. And Realmuto really got over there to first base very quickly. So Sandoval had no time to waste. He had to jump for this ball, come down, plant himself, and make a good, strong, accurate throw to first base. Pro hop step, then the throw.
Cole Gillespie takes strike one. Gillespie with a double in the third inning. Came around to score. Lone Marlins run. Now ground ball to first base. Shaw's got it. He'll take it to the bag himself. And there are 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Now there's still time to sign up for the Run to Home Base on Saturday, July 25th. Visit runtohomebase.org to register now. All proceeds raised to help veterans and their families. The Traveling Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall will be visiting Gloucester on July the 9th through July the 12th. Visit gloucesterma.com for more information. Here's pitch 75 from Miley, and it's just outside to Miguel Rojas. He struck out swinging in the third inning, 0 for 1. A 4-pitch walk. That breaks up a string of 6 in a row retired by Miley. His first base on balls allowed in the game. Well, join the 2020 Club and enjoy an affordable fun night at Fenway Park. Groups of 20 or more start at $20 each. Visit redsox.com/groups for more information.
Miley really upset with himself there, too, walking the number 9 hitter in the batting order.
So 2 outs and a runner at first base. Check it first and back to the bag, Rojas. Marlins had 2 players voted to the All-Star game as starters. Of course, D. Gordon at the plate right now, leading vote getter at second base. Giancarlo Stanton is on the DL. And is second in the National League in the outfield vote to earn a starting spot. Gordon's second straight visit to the All-Star game. Stanton, a 3-time All-Star.
It's one of the shames not getting to see Stanton in this 2-game series at Fenway for the fans, but the Red Sox will certainly be happy not to have him in the lineup.
This is on the ground back to Miley. He will go to first base for the out that ends the inning. So the walk not costly. We're halfway through, the game tied 1-1. will donate $50 to the Massachusetts Down Syndrome Congress. EchoStore is proud to ensure that individuals with Down syndrome feel valued. To learn more, visit echostore.com. EchoStore Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Bottom of the 5th inning. And a breaking ball from Herron misses outside. Mookie Betts leading it off here in the 5th. Fly to right, bounced into a 6-4-3 double play. Marlins have turned 2 in this game. Red Sox have left 5 men on base through the first 4 innings. Had at least one base runner in every inning. Brock Holt and Xander Bogaerts to bat here in the bottom of the 5th. Two and two. In the air to left center field, pretty deep. Back goes Yelich at the wall. Leaps and makes the catch out there against the wall. Wasn't real sure of himself as he get back there towards the wall and on the warning track, but he jumps to make the catch.
A very nice play by Yelich because, you know, he's not familiar with this left field wall at all. And he looked a little tentative going back, but he's able to leap and make the catch. I think Aaron thought that ball might have been off the wall. Good job putting out his hand, seeing where he was. He had room, goes into the jump, and makes the catch. Nice play by Yelich.
Now pitch a little low to Brock Holt with 1 out here in the 5th. Brock has reached on an error committed by the first baseman Jeff Baker in the first inning and then singled to center in the 3rd. Baker has since left this game with the left oblique pain. Bit low again. Aaron didn't think so. 3-1.
No, he wanted that pitch bad. Still shaking his head.
Let's call that time, and again in the bottom of the zone, a little bit higher that time. For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings or the Sox get a save, CVS Pharmacy will make a donation to Children's Hospital towards a $25,000 commitment once again this season. CVS Pharmacy, the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox. Line to left, Ichiro on the running grab for the 2nd out of the 5th inning. Strange to see him in left field as he makes the catch out there. 2 down. It's time now to check out the results of tonight's Dunkin' Donuts poll question. We asked, do you like the current All-Star selection format? And 86% say no.
And you said no, Don.
I said no.
What'd you do?
What would I do? I think I would leave it up to players, coaches, and I would leave a certain amount left for the manager of each team to pick.
I would agree with you.
And I hate taking it out of the fans' hands. It's not working right now, especially with the voting online situation where we saw what happened to the Kansas City Royals. That was truly flawed.
Yeah, I would agree. I would leave it up to the players, and I would not allow them to vote for players, obviously, on their own team. But I would take the players' votes. They're the guys that are in the trenches. They play against these guys every day. They know better.
On the ground to third base, Rojas with the throw that'll get there in time and end the inning. First 1-2-3 inning for Dan Herron. We're through 5, tied at 1. 1-1, top half of the 6th inning, as Christian Yelich made a nice catch out there. Last inning, off Mookie Betts. Leads it off here in the top of the 6th inning. 1 for 2 with an RBI single center field. And 3rd inning as he takes strike 2. %67 strikes thrown tonight by Miley. That'll bounce in. Ball and 2 strikes. Seven strikeouts in the game for Miley so far. He's got to deal with 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup here for Miami. Yelich on the ground and diving at third. Sandoval gets up and the throw will be late. Too much speed there for Yelich. And a nice stop down there at third base by Sandoval.
Yeah, nice effort by Sandoval, but Yelich has great speed going down the line, and when you make contact like that, you can see that he's pretty much out of the box very, very quickly, and there was no chance at first base to get him. He was by the bag. Shaw had to make the play on one hop at first base to keep that ball from rolling down that right field line. 7 steals on the season for Yelich, thrown out 1 time.
Echeverria dropping down a bunt, or trying to, fouled it back. That's Sandoval charging from third base. Yelich keeping it pretty close to the bag there at first. Probably well versed in the move of Wade Miley.
Yeah, that didn't look like his best move to first base. Maybe he's trying to set him up.
Swing and a miss. Echeverria 0-2. Doubled in the first, struck out in the third, now down 0-2. Pitching line for Wade Miley, brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5+, 4 hits, a run. He's walked 1, struck out 7. 87 pitches deep into his outing. 58 have been for strikes. Echeverria went around for strike 3. Rung up by the home plate umpire, Mike Everett. 8 strikeouts for Miley, 1 down here in the 6th inning.
There's that slider again that we were talking about when we showed the strikeout package. I mean, he throws it again here down, and Echeverria cannot check the swing. Clearly goes around on it, fooled by that breaking ball down and in.
1 out, 1 on. Michael Morse 0 for 2 tonight. Has grounded to short, struck out looking. So far, the Marlins with a losing record against the American League this season. 5-8, and they're 0-5 on the road against the AL. As check on first, back to the bag is Yelich. High for ball 2. Only 1 walk in 5 1/3 so far for Miley. Not close. 3-0. Leadoff infield hit by Yelich. Strikeout of Echeverria. 1 on, 1 out. 3-0 to Morris.
I think Morris is going to have the green light here.
Take strike 1, a high strike.
That's why they go to the breaking ball on a 3-0 count.
Ball 4. Close pitch down to first base goes Morse. So the second walk given up by Miley. He wanted that pitch called a strike. But just one Nexium 24-hour a day gives you all day, all night protection from frequent heartburn. Go to Nexium24hour.com for savings and pick up a Nexium 24-hour at your local Stop and Shop. Bogart's coming in from shortstop. Hannigan going out there as well. They've wrapped up all their conversations with Wade Miley.
Well, it's going to be Bogart's job to keep that runner at first base close. Runner at second base, I should say, Yelich, who has base stealing speed.
Justin Bour, the batter, 0 for 2 tonight. On the ground up the middle, Bogarts will have no play at second, so he throws to first. Back up the middle and did not have a chance at second base with Holt not getting over there in time. And so he goes for the only out that he had, which was at first, 2 down.
That's one of those ground balls where both infielders are headed up the middle to see if they can make the play, and can see where Holt was playing to pull. He had no chance to get to the second base bag. That's why Bogarts looked over there and had to go take it himself. He could not get there in time, so he gets the out at first base. It's one of those rare plays where you see both infielders going for the ball up the middle. Good adjustment by Bogarts on the run right there to just get the out at first base, but 2 men in scoring position now.
A chance here for Ichiro in his second at bat. He struck out looking in his first at bat in the 4th inning. Taking over for Baker, the first baseman, and now playing in left field as he takes strike 1. Strike 2. Yelich at third, Morse at second, 2 outs in the Marlins 6th inning. A little bit low.
2 outs, 2 strikes on Ichiro. That outfield really swung over toward left field. Hanley Ramirez close to the line. Mookie Betts pull way over and shallow.
Big spot here for Wade Miley. Strike 3 call. He strikes out Ichiro. 9 strikeouts from Miley. 2 left in scoring position in a 1-1 game. the 1975 Red Sox in honor of their 40th anniversary. In their 85th game of the 75 season, the Red Sox beat the Rangers 11-8. Bernie Carbo went 2 for 4 with a double and a home run for the Sox. Shift on here for David Ortiz, who takes strike one from Dan Herron. 1-1 ball game. Big Papi tonight has walked and lined out to first base. Did he go? Yes, says Alfonso Marquez. And David down 0-2. Curveball that time. Swing and a miss, and Herron makes quick work of Ortiz here in the 6th inning. 4th strikeout for Herron.
Go back to last inning where we talked with a couple of men on base how the defense was set up against Ichiro, playing him to the opposite field, and you'll see why. I mean, every pitch from Miley to the outside part of the plate. The first 2 pitches there, they wanted to go inside, but he went outside anyway, and then back to the outside corner for the strikeout. So with the defense set up to go to the opposite field, everything was away from Ichiro in that at bat.
One down here in the 6th inning for Hanley Ramirez. We're talking about all-stars for the Marlins. 2, D. Gordon, Giancarlo Stanton. Prior to this year, the Marlins only had 2 players voted to start an all-star game in their history. Gary Sheffield at third base and Hanley Ramirez. And shortstop has just popped up down the first base line. Morse makes the catch. 2 down. 6 in a row now retired by Dan Herron. Well, stay tuned following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final, presented by Uno's 2C and Tim Wakefield will preview Rick Porcello's pivotal start tomorrow. 2 down for Pablo Sandoval. 0 for 2 in the game. He has put the ball in the air twice. Flying out to center, popping out to third base. Takes strike 1.
Out.
Call the ball. Fouls it off. A little lower that time. 1-2. There's not a pitch that Pablo Sandoval does not think he can get to.
No, and the best one was the one that was like 5 feet over his head that he put on the ground. That was unbelievable to me.
Swinging a foul tip held onto by Romuto, and a 1-2-3 6th inning for Herron. Retired 7 in a row. Back at Fenway, and a drive to left by Real Muto. The catcher played off the wall by Ramirez. Throw to second base is not in time, and a double to begin the 7th inning for JT Real Muto. After going 0 for 2, plants that one off the green monster and left.
Real Muto not waiting around, jumped on that first pitch, a fastball right over the plate and down in the zone about knee high, and the two hops I should say to Hanley Ramirez to throw to second base, not in time, going to be off target, and the leadoff double here in the 7th inning. I'll see how they play this, as Red Sox certainly expecting a bunt.
Up for the first time, Shinichi Tozawa in the pen. First action we've seen in the Boston pen tonight. Cole Gillespie showing bunt and taking a pitch down low for ball 1. They are working towards the bottom of the order here. Gillespie, the number 8 man.
Yeah, Miami bunts a lot. They're 3rd in the league in sacrifices.
Not showing bunt that time, taking a pitch high, 2-0. Marlins leaving runners at 2nd and 3rd last inning. Now a leadoff double here in the 7th inning. And a ground ball, base hit down the right field line. Real Muto coming around to score the go-ahead run, and the Marlins take a 2-1 lead. Gillespie with an RBI single right down that right field line, and it's 2-1 Miami.
All he's trying to do is move the runner to third base. He's trying to go to the opposite field, and watch this swing, inside out swing, and just squirts it right down the first base line. Gets between Shaw, the bag, and is going to drive in a run. So trying to move the run over, he gets the bonus, he gets the base hit, and the RBI.
Gillespie down 2 for 3 in the game. Had a double earlier. Now an RBI single. Now Rojas drops the bunt down. Shaw looked at second base, but his throw to first where Holt covers. The sacrifice that time, going 3-4 at first base.
So using the bottom of the lineup well that time. The leadoff double, then they have the move the runner along with the bonus, get the run home by a base hit, and now the sacrifice by the Medine guy to get another man in a scoring position.
So 1 down, Gillespie at second. Back up top now for D. Gordon. 0 for 3 in this game from the top spot in the Marlins order. And a swing and a miss. Fastball up and away. Gordon has fly to center, struck out swinging, and grounded back to the mound. On the ground right side, Holt, a tough op, grabs it and throws to first for the out as Gillespie takes third base on the ground out to the right side. Now tonight, after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, L. Duncan and Adam Pellerin will make the case for Xander Bogaerts to make the All-Star team, and hear from New Bruins forward Jimmy Hayes. That's tonight on NESN Sports Today, presented by People's United Bank. See what know-how can do. 2 down, Cole Gillespie, 90 feet away at third base. And here is Christian Yelich. Takes strike 1. Yelich, who flied out to center in the first, has had 2 hits since then. A single to center in the third, an infield hit to third in the 6th inning. To center, Betts having to go back, and it's over his head. His first step was in. From third base, Gillespie scores. Into second with an RBI double goes Yelich, and a 3-1 Marlins lead. Betts got a bad read on that one as he started in.
Yeah, and I think had he even gone back, I don't think he would have got it, because that ball was hit very hard by Yelich, who's had a heck of a night, 3 for 4 night, and a great catch in center field. So 3 hits in the inning, 2 runs, and the end of the night for Wade Miley.
With Tazawa ready to go in the pen, and this has happened pretty quickly here in the 7th inning. So Miley departs after pitching a pretty good ball game until the 7th inning. It's time for a game break brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Tom? In 2/3 innings, giving up 7 hits so far, 3 runs. He's responsible for Yelich at second base. Ended up walking 2 and striking out 9.
Yelich has 2 RBIs in the night. This last one. Now watch Mookie Betts out in center field playing shallow. Goes across and then back, but that ball would have been over his head anyway. The ball was hit so hard. And Yelich continues to have a great night. 2 RBIs, a great play in center field earlier in the ball game.
Well, looking for Saturday plans that involve food? Catch a marathon of Dining Playbook with Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson, the show that combines the love of food and sports. Our Dining Playbook marathon begins Saturday at 2. Steve Cechek, the Massachusetts native, up in the pen, has been warming here as Dan Herron has thrown 99 pitches through the first 6 innings and now enjoys a 3-1 lead from the dugout. And the Red Sox bringing on their second pitcher of the night. Junichi Tazawa's 38th appearance of the year. 0-3 with a 2.55 earned run average, 38 strikeouts, 7 walks. And opponents hitting at .212 against Tazawa. Brought in here to face Adini Echeverria. Highly responsible for Yelich at second base. Echeverria with a double in the first, strikeout in the third, a strikeout in the 6th. Tazawa last pitched on Sunday, working a scoreless 8th inning against Houston. His 13th hold of the year. It's been his first game action since June the 28th at Tampa Bay, a week before. Echeverria, the fly ball to right field, playable for Shane Victorino. And that'll end the top of the 7th inning, but the Marlins score twice and take a 3-1 lead. Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Back at Fenway Park, where the Marlins have a 3-1 lead heading into the bottom of the 7th inning, scoring twice in the top half of the 7th inning. Dan Herron's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. 6 innings, 6 hits, just the 1 run. Walked about him, struck out 5. His defense turned 2 double plays behind him through 99 pitches, 62 for strikes, and a chance for his 7th win individually. Came in at 6-5. Steve Cechek taking over here, his 29th appearance. Removed from the closer's role earlier this season. Has a 5.20 earned run average, 27 2/3. Opponents hitting at 304 against the right-hander. And Shane Victorino leads it off and takes strike 1. Shane 1 for 2, single to right, and has grounded out to short. Cechek, born in Falmouth, Massachusetts. There's a ground ball foul outside of third. Tune in to Bruins Summer Face-Off Live tomorrow at 5. Andy Brickley and Billy Jaffe will introduce you to Matt Bolesky and Jimmy Hayes, 2 newest members of the Bruins. Bruins Summer Face-Off Live presented by your local New England Nissan dealers. Victorino strikes out at a pitch down and away.
That's a little bit nasty right there. He sees all fastball, then with 2 strikes, he goes to that slider, and a big sweeping slider that ends up way outside. But that's the first time Victorino had seen that from that submarine-style delivery.
Left-hander Mike Dunn up in the pen for the Marlins. 1 out for Travis Shaw. Mentioned Cechek from Falmouth, Mass, where he attended high school in Falmouth. And, of course, had been saving games for the Marlins. Had 43 saves last year. But removed from that role earlier this year after 4 blown saves consecutively. Now A.J. Ramos has been doing the closing for the Marlins. Outside for ball 2. Closer for the Marlins, who may see tonight. 2-run lead right now is Shaw to right field, his 3rd hit of the night. 2 singles to center, now a single to right. Breaks up a string of 8 in a row retired by Marlins pitching.
Now 3 for 3 for Shaw on the night, and this breaking ball did not fool him. And that one stayed out over the plate, just kind of spinning toward home plate and right in a nice zone for Shaw to hit. Gets the barrel of the bat on it, picks up hit number 3.
1 out, 1 on for Ryan Hannigan. 1 for 2 tonight, an RBI single back in the 2nd inning, and bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the 4th inning. Pitch inside, and it's 2-0. Matt Barnes up in the Boston pen. Red Sox used Tazawa to get the final out of the 7th inning in relief of Miley. In there for strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. Shaw getting his lead at first, not very large. Inside ball 4, and he walks Hannigan, the number 9 man. Red Sox have the tying runs on base now with 1 out in the 7th inning. Sunday at an all-new Nesson clubhouse, we talked to former Little League pitching phenom Monet Davis, and we learned what it's like to be the Nesson game director. Plus, how much reaction time did Hanley Ramirez have before hitting his one-armed homer? Find out Sunday at noon.
Is that Michael Narachi that's going to be on the show?
Michael Narachi.
Wow.
Yep.
I tell you, all the big stars get on that show.
Yep.
Don Ocello's been on it. Michael Narachi is going to be on it.
Now the Nesson game director.
Billy Titus has been on it.
Nesson game director Michael Narachi.
That should be an interesting segment from the truck.
On the ground to third, off the glove of Rojas, ends up behind him, and he gets nobody. Everybody's safe.
We'll see how they score this. Not an easy play for Rojas. That ball hit well down the third base line, and once it goes off his glove, as you can see, he cannot get to third base in time to get Shaw. Probably go as an error, I would think.
Could have been a double play ball to end the inning.
Could have been.
Was not. In fact, everybody's safe now, and they do charge him with an error at third base. Jennings to the mound here. This has happened quickly after the strikeout of Victorino. A single, a walk, and now an error spells the end of the night here for Steve Cishek. So 3-1, Miami on top. Pitching change from Fenway. Accredited charities throughout New England. Red Sox making noise here. Cishek out of the game in the bottom of the 7th inning. If the base is loaded with 1 out. And the new pitcher is Mike Dunn into the game. 36th appearance, 1-4 with a 4.73 earned run average. 29 strikeouts, 14 walks. Holt will take a pitch inside for ball 1. Shaw at third, Hannigan at second, Betts at first with 1 out in the Boston 7th inning. Done with a 1-0. Swing and a miss. That one by him at 95 miles an hour. We'll giddy up on that.
Yep, the fastball, straight fastball, just to buy Brock Holt at 95. 87 holes in his career. That's a Marlins franchise leader.
Close pitch, called the ball, 2-1. Bases filled with Red Sox, 1 out in the 7th inning, trailing by 2. Holt has it jump up and hit him again, but still inside the box. 2-2.
I think that surprised Holt a little bit. 2 balls, 1 strike with the bases loaded. I'm sure Brock was sitting on a fastball, but he didn't get it. He got a slider this time from Dunn.
This season, Holt 2 for 6 with the bases loaded. Career 2 for 17. Strike 3 call. Froze him right there. Looks like he was looking for something else.
I think after that 2-1 count and he threw him the breaking ball, Holt didn't know what to expect after that. He comes back with the fastball right down the middle.
Here comes Jennings again. So Dunn maybe 1 and done here. Xander Bogaerts coming up. Don't forget to keep voting for Xander Bogaerts for the All-Star Game. Text A1 to 89269 or visit redsox.com/vote to cast your ballot for Xander. He has not made the move yet. A discussion right now may just be a strategical visit. Now he will make the change. So caps have been up and caps will be coming into this game. We will step aside. Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. Thank you to England for 60 great years. Your local Subaru dealers. And by Uno's, committed to the craft of pizza since 1943. Back at Fenway Park with a game summary is brought to you by Xfinity. Dan Herron, the pitcher of record right now for the Miami Marlins, went 6 innings, giving up 1 earned run. Yelich 3 for 4. Gillespie 2 for 3. Wade Miley pitched well until the 7th inning, but he gave up 2 runs, 3 runs total. He's on the hook right now. Ryan Hannigan 1 for 2 in the game and 3 for 3 in this game is the Red Sox first baseman Travis Shaw with his first major league hits in this game, as Mike Dunn ends up facing one batter. Brock Holt strikes him out. The bases loaded. Did his job. Now Carter Capps into the game for Miami. Becomes the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Marlins. 21st appearance, 1-0. 1.57 earned run average. 44 strikeouts, only 5 walks, and opponents hitting at just 165 against him.
A very hard thrower. A unique delivery to home plate also. I mean, that's kind of weird. He stops almost twice and then delivers it at 98 miles an hour.
Called up from AAA New Orleans May the 20th. Second stint with the Marlins this year. Coming into a bases loaded 2-out situation.
Take a look from the side. He comes to the set position and almost stops again. And then finally delivers that ball home.
It's
almost like he's jumping at you, right?
Yep. It's like by the time he throws it, he's almost off the mound.
Yeah, he's throwing it at about 58 feet.
It's falling behind 3-0. Has walked only 5. Bases filled with the Red Sox. Bogarts takes strike 1. 99 on the fastball down the middle. Shaw at third, Hannigan at second, Betts at first. Red Sox trail by 2. Bogarts fouling it off. 97 that time, full count, as Capps battles back. David Ortiz waiting on deck. Cechek responsible for all the men on. Bogarts fouls it off. Lead on the swing.
Is that legal, Don? I'm not sure that's legal.
I'm guessing it has to be based on the fact the umpires are allowing it to happen.
I mean, when he, before the ball leaves his hand, look how far off the rubber he is.
Yeah, he's jumping off.
He's jumping off the rubber before delivering the baseball. Definitely
doesn't have contact with it when it comes out of his hand.
I mean, he picks up a good foot there.
I'd say more than that.
Wow.
Two down, bases loaded. Bogarts backs out. Permission from Mike Everett. Xander fouls off another, spoiling a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that was up.
It's almost like I'm going to jump at you and then I'm going to throw the ball. Whap. And I'm going to throw it at 98 miles an hour. How do you like that? I thought you had to be in contact with the rubber when you delivered the baseball.
Payoff pitch again. Xander lines it into right center field. Scoring from third is Shaw. Hannigan behind him. Betts will try from first, and it'll put the Red Sox on top. 4-3 Boston. Bogarts clears the bases.
Well, the Red Sox have been looking for the big hit all night long, and they get it from Xander Bogarts. A 3-2 fastball that is going to find the gap in right center field. That ball away. Bogarts not trying to overswing, just goes with it, and the line shot. Runners off. They have no problem scoring. The Red Sox take the 1-run lead. Vote for Xander.
Throw to first and back to the bag is Bogaerts. Shift on here for David Ortiz. This will get away, and up to second base goes Bogaerts.
I'm sorry, but I don't think that's legal. There's a fastball tailing up and in, and it gets by the catcher, Realmuto. Puts Bogaerts in scoring position at second base.
In scoring position, Red Sox trying to obtain some insurance now as they have pulled ahead by a run. Bluff off the backside. Bogaerts back to the bag. Nobody cheating in behind him. Two and 0.
I mean, to me, this is not a legal pitch. I don't care that nobody's questioned it yet. I mean, when he delivers the baseball, he's nowhere near the rubber.
Three-0 pitch to David Ortiz. And he's taken all the way for ball 4, and down to first base he goes. So Hernandez, the pitching coach, coming out this time. In the 7th inning, we have now seen 3 different Marlins pitchers. Steve Cishek, who is charged with 3 runs in this inning and game, and then Mike Dunn faced a batter. Now Caps has given up the single by Bogaerts to clear the bases, and he walks Ortiz, and there's a look at that delivery and where he ends up. Ball doesn't go till then.
Well, I got a tweet, and it's a ruling. It says everyone asking about Caps. Major League Baseball reviewed his hitch and deemed it a legal push-off from the rubber. I'm not buying it, because I've seen pitches out of the windup in the past wind up and step in front of the rubber and deliver the baseball.
Two on and 2 down. Hanley Ramirez, the batter, 0 for 3 in the game. He has struck out twice and fouled out. And a pitch in there for a strike goes to the breaking ball that time. Broke out a slider. 0-1. Ryan Morris up in the pen. Lead on the fastball, 99. Hanley behind 0-2.
I'll say one thing: he can bring it. I mean, that last one on the gun on the ballpark registered 100.
The ball explodes at you. The pitcher explodes at you.
It certainly does.
Swing and a miss, and Ramirez strikes out to end the inning, but the Red Sox score 3 times and take a 4-3 lead to the 8th. at Men's Warehouse. TC and Tim Wakefield will have the latest on Xander Bogaerts' All-Star campaign. The Red Sox have taken a 4-3 lead. There's a fly ball to right. Victorino is there to make the catch. Michael Morse is out number 1 of the 8th inning. Red Sox with the defensive change, with Alejandro De Aza taking over in left field for Hanley Ramirez. That's Azawa getting the final out of the 7th as the first out here of the 8th. And it brings up Justin Bour, who is 0 for 3 in the game. He's grounded out to second, fouled out to third, and last time up, grounded out to the shortstop, Xander Bogaerts. Curveball drops in there for strike 1. Center fielder Mookie Betts over towards right center. Good size gap out in left center for Justin Bour, getting his 4th at bat of the game. Wade Miley tonight off the hook as he went 6 2/3, 7 hits, 3 runs, walked 2, struck out 9. Zauer right now the pitcher of record as the Red Sox scoring 3 times in the bottom of the 7th inning. 1-1 to Bour. That'll bounce in for ball 2. A little bit low, 3-1. Moore takes a strike and a full count now. 93 on the fastball, picked up the corner. Fouled back. We'll do it again. 3-2. This Saturday on Dining Playbook, Billy and Jenny take you through different spots at Fenway Park. See the new cabana seating and check out the fresh produce at Fenway Farms. Plus see what I cook up in the kitchen on Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9. One down in the 8th. Swing and a miss. Tazawa comes back to strike out Bour. 2 down in the 8th.
That's Tazawa going at the fastball that time at 95 miles an hour to pick up the strikeout. Right down the middle of the plate, but no contact that time.
Two down here in the 8th inning, and it brings up Ichiro. He has struck out twice, both times looking since coming into this game. Down low for ball 1 to Ichiro. 1 for 8 against Tazawa in his career. 79th game Ichiro has appeared in, hitting at .250 this year, coming in with home run and 11 runs batted in. Slaps it foul off to the left out of play. Set sail on the Boston Bruins Foundation Harbor Cruise on July 22nd from 6 to 9 p.m. Enjoy live music and dancing with Bruins alumni, ice girls, and special guests. Get your tickets now. Proceeds go to the 2015 Bruins Foundation Pan Mass Challenge Team. Down and into Ichiro, now 41 years of age. Broke into the big leagues 2001 with Seattle. Spending the last 2.5 seasons as a member of the New York Yankees. First year now with Miami. On the ground up the middle, Holt will surround it. And the throw in time to get Ichiro. In order, go the Marlins in the 8th. It's 4-3 Boston.
It's written on this board and plastered all over Fenway Park. 7th inning, bases loaded, full count. Red Sox are down, and yes, Xander Bogaerts coming through. I don't know why he's not in the All-Star game, but after a performance like that, showing the All-Star panache, if that's not All-Star panache, I don't know what All-Star panache looks like. Hashtag X4ASG. Listen, I did a little Googling. If Kansas City can pretty much vote their entire team on the roster, and there was a census, they have like 500,000 citizens, right? I looked at Boston's census, and like in 2013, there was nearly 700,000. You couple that with the 6-state New England region, I don't know why every resident in New England isn't on their computer terminal right now, MLB.com/vote. Get Xander in the All-Star game, I beg of you. And if you don't have a computer, you definitely have a smartphone. Hashtag X4ASG. Please, Don, you were mentioning that I'm in witness protection, so if these Red Sox fans aren't pimping this hashtag out, I know people that know people that know people. So hashtag this. I know people.
Back to the mound. Morris to first to retire Sandoval. The new pitcher, Brian Morris. Let's take a look at the Toyota play of the game, and it is Xander Bogaerts' bases clearing single. It's not every day you see a bases clearing single, but it happened. With 2 outs in the inning, huge out to right center field, and scores 3 Red Sox. Red Sox are trailing 2-2 at the time, now lead by 1. There it is again. Hashtag X4ASG. Shane Victorino with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Shane singled to right in the second, grounded to short in the fourth, and struck out in the seventh. Brian Morris into his 31st game, 3-1, 3.56 earned run average. He becomes the 5th Marlins pitcher of the night. Runs allowed by Steve Cishek were unearned, but he gave up 3 in a third of an inning of work in the 7th inning. Costly error in the inning committed at third base by Miguel Rojas. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Uehara getting ready in the pen. After Tazawa went an inning and a third, retired all 4 batters that he faced in relief. Victorino thought about it, lays off, and it's 2-2 for the Marlins in the top of the 9th inning. JT Realmuto, Cole Gillespie, and Miguel Rojas. 7, 8, and 9 anticipated. 2-2 is a foul tip off the catcher. Outfield straight away here on Victorino with Travis Shaw waiting on deck. In the air down the left field line. It'll be a foul ball. For every home run the Red Sox hit the rest of the season, Alltown will donate $500 to Boston Children's Hospital. Alltown is New England's premier healthier convenience retailer. Hanley Ramirez now out of this game after De Aza took over for him defensively in left field. Victorino grounds it foul. Do it again. 2-2. Travis Shaw on deck. Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the 8th. Close pitch. Call the ball. Morris not liking that.
Yeah, it looks like Victorino caught a break right there as that ball appeared to have the inside corner. Remember, Shane's right on top of that plate, very close to the plate.
Down the line at third, but foul.
Gets another pitch almost in the same spot and decides to swing at this one instead of taking it.
Foul again. We'll see an 11th pitch in this at bat. Swing and a miss, and Victorino strikes out on the 11th pitch of the at bat. 2 down.
Well, Travis Shaw called up tonight, and what a night he's had. 3 for 3 in this ball game, pulling the ball all 3 times. This one off the wall in center field, and then the final one, another base hit to right field, right center field. So a nice night for him coming up and getting a 3 for 3 night to this point.
4th at bat of the night, now facing Brian Morris with 2 outs in the 8th inning. On the ground, back to the mound. Morris fields and throws, and that will end the inning. We head to the 9th. It's Koji time. Red Sox have a 4-3 lead. Ninth inning as Koji Uehara checks into the game for Boston. Uehara into his 34th game of the season, 2-3 with a 2.70 earned run average, 19 out of 21 in save opportunities, 32 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponents hitting under 200 against Uehara at 196. Koji got his 19th save of the season on Sunday against the Astros, going an inning, striking out 2. He's converted each of his last 9 save opportunities. JT Realmuto lead it off here now for the Marlins in the 9th. He doubled his last time up. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. Outside, 1-1. Altazawa did a great job. Faced 4 batters, retired them all. Gillespie waiting on deck for Miami. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Off balance cut there from Realmuto.
On the split finger fastball from Uehara.
Swing and a miss, struck him out, 1 down in the 9th.
Well, splitter again. This one a little bit better location outside. The one previous stayed out over the plate, but it was off speed enough to fool. But that one there had much better location away.
11 strikeouts in the game for Boston pitching, as Miley had 9 in 6 2/3. Cole Gillespie takes strike 1. Fastball that time. Gillespie with a double in the 3rd. Grounded out in the 5th, singled in the 7th. So 2 hits and an RBI in this game. Bouncing in, evens the count at 1-1. Miguel Rojas on deck for Miami. On the ground down the third baseline, a foul ball as Gillespie down 1-2.
Yeah, and right tight to the line there was Sandoval too, trying to prevent the 2-base hit with the 1-run lead. Sandoval will go right back to that spot, very close to the third base line.
Gillespie gets a piece, stays alive. Action in the pen in case. The closer is up as well. A.J. Ramos, Sam Dyson, both warming for Miami with 1 out in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss. He struck out Gillespie. Back-to-back Ks for Koji in the 9th. 2 down.
That's where Koji fools him. I mean, you know, the fastball's only 88, but they're expecting the split-fingered fastball, and then he comes with the elevated 88-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's late on it.
Derek Dietrich is going to pinch hit here. So Dietrich to pinch hit for Rojas. Dietrich, a .224 hitter, 3 homers, and 5 runs batted in. Pinch hitting for Miguel Rojas. Bouncing in, ball 1. Counterclockwise around the mound goes Uehara with 2 outs in the 9th. A 1-0. Dietrich hits it on the ground to first. Shaw's got it, takes it to the bag. Ball game over. Koji Uehara with a 1-2-3 ninth inning to get his 20th save of the year. And the Red Sox with a 4-3 victory tonight. An important week for the Red Sox. Starts off well with a win against Miami. So a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Boston holds on, and a big night for Travis Shaw. Ends up 3 hits, but an even bigger night for Xander Bogaerts, who drives in 3 with his bases clearing single. It's all part of a Red Sox 4-3 win. And good stuff tonight from Fenway, Tom.